Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Container packed with supplies that need to make their way to families in Africa like yesterday. You said this is a 53-foot trailer? This trailer is packed with medical supplies destined to the motherland. We need to help get these out of here.
Give me a second, family. Give me just a second. Shalom. There we go. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I guess we're doing a lot of damage. Extreme emotional damage. Sorry, let me get started. Shalom, salama, siemi, shalom. Greetings to all my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world, whether you're the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you are a Gentile grafted into the house under the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. I welcome you this morning because we are doing extreme emotional damage to some folks because, man, this truth is coming out. I guess they didn't like the fact that I came on out with the beret. Um, I got my soldier here, my Burkina Faso millionaire. Give him drop him the line. Drop the line. I got my army and my navy. Dong, 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 dong. I'm a Burkina Faso chaser. I got the black on fire. You know what it is.
Yeah, that something else is on fire, but it's not the block.
I got the Gentile pockets on fire. You know what it is. Man. Oh my goodness. Yes, family, it is. It is what it is. Thank you all for showing on up. We are still on our way to that 3 million by the 31st. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Because we know how the Most High is moving. And he's moving tremendously. Garth and I are going to be extremely busy this morning as we are getting things taken care of with the travels, and I would say with the travels in respect to, um, reaching on out to folks, getting things together, working through some of the planning functions and finalizing a lot of the discussions that were taking place. There's a lot of things going on, family. trying to get in touch with Brother Mike because there's a lot of, things were happening there. I mean, a lot of things. And Tanzania's internet has been down. I even tried to call Mike this morning.
Yeah, I was about to say his internet might still be down.
It's crazy. If you don't realize the threat, because we are here providing these opportunities that honestly, we've never encountered something like this before. If you've ever encountered something like this, let me know, especially in the awakening. If you've ever encountered something like this to where someone called out for the African diaspora and it was directly affecting Hebrews, Israelites here in the diaspora, particularly here in America. See, it's hard for folks to understand when you are in a moment of history. Because when you're in the moment of history, you're not really thinking, okay, it's all that historical. All right. Something's happening. Okay. It is what it is. Okay. And then it's actually, somebody points out to you, do you know that this has been happening? Wow. Do you know that this has been going on? No, I didn't. And really, it's up to us to voice that because we're not going to be, given a big platform on YouTube or social media to go and spread the word. Actually, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, they'll try to silence us from giving the good report and being ambassadors for our people. They're not gonna try to have that go smoothly.
Mm-mm. No, not at all. They will ensure that everything is silenced. They'll ensure that, what we are doing and what we're trying to do, is swept under the rug as much as possible. Because I'm going to tell you something, and we're going to kind of delve into some things. So, a lot of our folks understand what it is that we're looking at. Because we're looking at some things that we have to fully understand why we are going through what we are going through and the fact that the reason we're going through it because of what's happening in the rest of the world. They're not going to tell you what it is that is happening in Ukraine with Russia. They're not going to tell you what's happening in Africa with China and what's happening in Africa with Russian forces coming on in there and helping support these African nations. They're not going to tell you about what's happening in Niger. They're not going to tell you about the things going on. To me, the next nation that falls in what I see, the next nation that falls is going to be Chad. Chad is like the prototype of what you had with Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. They just had an election. The election, more than likely was fraudulent because what they have now is French leaning, West leaning, um, you know, dictator. That's just how it goes.
That's funny because I saw that on the hotel on the news about that election. I mean, hey, it was in French, but I saw that. Yeah, I saw that they recently just had an election in Chad.
So, the reason that now all of this is going on because it's now very scary for them to see now, okay, the African diaspora, not only did we quote unquote show up, but now we're working. And as we're working, now we're moving. And because we work and we move, we do when we set our minds to do something, now that we've gotten, this is the task, right? Now that we know this is the task, guess what we do? We get the task done. And when we get the task done, then the rest of the world, they always sit up, they take notice. How did you do that? Because remember, they get told a bunch of lies about us that, we're lazy and, no good and all of these different things that we know is false. They know it's false. But that is the propaganda machine that we have lost to. If you listen to Dr. Ericana in her speeches while she was there in Burkina Faso, she was laying out everything that we had all encountered. And what was encountered was that going to Burkina Faso was, this and that, and, you know,
Dangerous,
I,
But
yeah,
let's not
exactly.
downplay how they try to, even before like I was even in my mind to go to Burkina Faso, they already were putting like propaganda. But I kind of knew that it was obviously propaganda. But they literally was like,
Oh,
oh,
your mic is real low, Garth.
all right.
There you go.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So I was saying, even before we were sent to Burkina Faso, they were on a propaganda campaign trail to literally deter people from going to Burkina Faso or even like sympathizing with the people or Troy. That's their MO, but it's obviously failed.
Well, yeah, because you got to remember, they're telling the rest of the world that Burkina Faso is all destabilized and, it's a military junta and, all this other, the negatives and things of that nature. But let me tell you, the people see it as a positive. When you're coming out of literally a white supremacy enclave or imposed enclave, see, they may not get shot in the back. They may not have to deal with the police. They may not have to get threats of, their jobs being in jeopardy and things of that nature for telling the truth. They may not have to go through what we go through. But I'm going to tell you what they go through is that they are lacking the conditions just to survive. Plain and simple. They're lacking the conditions just to be able to live. When I tell you, their infection rates are off of the it's so unimaginable. Amputations. That was in the briefing with the people at the hospital. They said they have to do a lot of amputations because why? Because it's always infection. That's what these people die from. That's what our brothers and sisters die from. No, they're lacking the basic things. They're lacking a lot of what we take for granted. And literally, we have the opportunity to send supplies just from our resources.
Yeah, it's not like, you get a cut and then you just have antiseptic readily available or things like that we
Mm-mm.
take for granted, you know.
Garth, did you see any type of sterilization things going on? Did you see any alcohol swabs there? Did you see literally any band-aids?
No, not within the city, no. Or
Did you even see it in the hospital?
no, not even in the hospital, no. I didn't see
No,
much of that.
no. They don't even have like sheets on the beds. They don't
They didn't even have enough oxygen for just,
for two
one,
babies.
for two babies barely.
For two babies. They had to jerry rig some sort of a oxygen mechanism so they could share the oxygen. And all the mother could do was just look at her child that was sick and in distress. And that was heartbreaking just to see that she had no power to do anything. And that all she can do was just be in the condition that she was in. Because, they see, Grey's Anatomy. They see Chicago Med or all those other general hospitals. Who knows? They see it. They get it on TV if they can afford a TV. They'll talk about it if they can see it on the internet before their internet gets throttled down. They know what the rest of the world looks like. They know what America looks like. They know what the West looks like. And again, on this platform, I would see folks saying, well, how come the African nations, how come they don't call for help? How come they're not asking for help? The funny thing is, I don't see any of them donating to Quest Unite Africa. Because they would say, oh, I would help them if they ask for help. They're asking for help, so put your money where your mouth is. Nope. We already knew that this mission was not for the faint of heart.
It really isn't. I mean, yeah, we all talk about the things about, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but people are always talking about when are we going to get citizenship or when are we going to be able to, go there without, having a visa. I'm like, you realize that our people there are struggling and dying and they can't even make a living for themselves, and we're
Yeah,
still
that's the least of their worries. Literally, it is. They're still trying to have steady electrical. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, not even
You know what I'm saying?
electricity, and we're
You gotta
we're
have
whining about.
sewage. You got to have water. What, you're going to go there and I hate to say it, you're going to crap your brains out.
Ugh, man, don't even talk about that.
I just got over mine, Garth. Literally, oh my goodness.
Well,
And it's a sad reality.
it's the gift that keeps on giving. Hopefully, I know it'll go away eventually, but jeez, man.
Well, maybe I shouldn't speak too soon. Then I'll have to put in the back chat. Give me 3 minutes.
I'll be back, brother Garth. 30 minutes later. Hey, all right. What's your closing statement, Paris? The show's over.
Give me 15 minutes, Garth. I gotta get my Lysol to spray off this chair. Oh my goodness. Sorry, fam. I know it was a little crude for those eating breakfast. Oh boy. But that's what it is. Would they want to entertain that? Yes, they would. But they're trying to make sure that the water, they can get water into people's homes. That they can get water into people's homes. That they can actually pipe water into people's homes. That they could actually then rinse. Most people on out there don't have plumbing. Most people on out there don't have toilets. And I know how our people are. I'm sorry, I do. I don't like to generalize, but this is really it. Because I saw our people at the IDP camp. I saw how they're looking. They didn't even want to go amongst the men. They didn't even want to shake the men's hands. And here I am shaking their hands. Yeah, I know it's a health risk. I don't care. You're low again, brother Garth.
I said after a couple of days, you get over that germ notion and whatnot. I just saw those men, and then I just looked them in the eye and just shook their hand, and
You Garth, you're really, really low. If you can get to a better spot or location.
How about now? Hello.
No.
Now.
Nope.
I'm talking through my iPhone because I lost my headphones in Africa. So,
Okay.
Is that better? Or no.
I think it is.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, but now I'm getting an echo.
But yeah, I made sure to greet them and just look them in the eye and realize I see their suffering and they're human beings, and it's like a family. It's like family. You see family struggling. It's like. Yeah, it's hard to it was a hard, I'm still even like thinking about it, It was a hard thing to behold or to witness.
Yeah. So, the thing is that when we on over there, it is hard to let them know, look, we're not living in the best conditions. Yeah, we have safe food because they eat safe food. We have decent security because they require decent security. But let me tell you, when the deal goes down and then they have to manage resources, if there was some sort of a war or a famine or anything else, do you think that those resources would go to Black communities? And I'll let you know the answer. It's a really telling answer. It's really not that hard. It's not a stretch or a guess of the imagination. The answer is no. And matter of fact, I believe, this is just my opinion, I believe that they would try to congregate us in different areas because they know that we would not have the resources. And then they'll call it some sort of an executive order to ensure the stability and continuity of the nation, whatever blah, blah they'll give us. And then that's when we're in trouble. That's when folks are going to be running for the exits if they can, if they have a passport. You ain't going to keep me up in there. I'm getting my flight. I'm bouncing. And the reality of the matter is a lot of our people wouldn't know what to do, where to turn to, where to go. They would just say, no, everything's fine. Everything's good. And then they'll go say, well, why would the rest of the world not see and, think about our conditions? This is worse than Gaza. And the rest of the world's like, who cares? That was always supposed to be your final disposition anyway, according to them. If you didn't know what I'm talking about, you better start listening to Brother Dante Fortson and understand the situation, the conditions that makes up the reality of what we're going through. Because when the deal goes down, they're not going to care about who they're fighting. If Russia and China were to invade today, this is me talking. If Russia and China were to invade today, their weapons that they'd be pointing towards Russia and China, they turn it around and point it towards us. And a lot of you all know I'm not lying. It is just a sobering reality. It's a sobering truth. Because they'll say, I'm going to go down, but as long as I go down, I'll take out as many of them as I can. I wish I was not lying. I wish that what I was saying was just so off the wall, so incredibly, out there. But the reality is, it's true. And a good 90% of our people know that that's true. You need to come help us fight. Why? So I can get shot in the back? As soon as their boots hit the ground, we are going by boat or plane or raft, whatever we can to get up on out of here. No, it's time to go. We need to get our behind south of the border. Andale, andale. Talk about, well, we need to stay here because this is our land. No, 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 no.
Yeah, you can miss me with that. I am on the next thing smoking out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Drop me off anywhere on the continent. I'll make do what to do. I'll make some phone calls. As long as I can get somebody on the WhatsApp. Right, God? As long as I can get someone on the WhatsApp.
Recline. I'll sit in the seat that can't recline in the exit.
I will spend that 17 hours with the same flight coming back with only having half a seat, back all contorted, knees and shoulders hit by the food and drink cart. Look, just so I know I'll live. Okay, it'll be one of the most miserable flights. I don't care if I have to stand again another 8-9 hours. Half sleep. I don't care. I will do it. I'm out. And that's how our people would be. And they have that, Ivan. They have bio waste, fertilizing processes. That's something I'm telling you. Everything that you all are talking about, it's all being done. It's all being done. Come on in, showing up. We'll talk about this. We'll discuss it. This is why we have our Sunday weekly collaborations. We're not the only ones thinking about this. This is our community that we have here. We have farmers that are talking about livestock and cultivation, that are talking about de-desertification processes, that's talking about processes for irrigation and pumping and being able to not just sustain, but maintain the topsoil and to reinvigorate the topsoil so that it can then continue to revitalize the environment from the ground to the sky. That's how that goes. You can tell there is no forestry management because I believe, just my personal speaking thing, I believe that they cut what they need to cut and tried to get to what they need to get to, and nobody cared. Even I believe Book of Enoch and Book of Jasher was given some insight. So we're in a momentous occasion, and I want our people to understand this is very, very momentous. People would always ask, "Oh, what's Quest Unite Africa doing? Oh boy, they're actually still around. Oh boy, are they really doing anything?" Oh, I know. We would get those. We got hated on. Oh, I know. We had to go through some things. Oh, I know. But tell me, what organization that the Most High is in charge of? What organization doesn't go through anything? Tell me in the scriptures when a time that the Most High said, "Here you go. Now it's there. Now do your thing." No, no, no. We serve an awesome Elohim, and guess what he does? He will ensure that you understand his purpose. And guess what he starts to do? He starts to prune things even down to the trunk.
Just
And that's what you had.
that it's all in his power. He'll use the minutest of numbers or whatever you would think it isn't enough to get the job done, and then he'll be like, "You see, you see." There'll be people will be like, "Oh, how did that happen?" It's only by his power and favor.
That's it. That's literally it. We have gone through some things, but honestly, what that made it, what happened was that we became much stronger. We became that three-stranded cord that was not easily broken. We became more in tune with what the Most High was doing because we could see how the Most High was sifting. Are you ready for this mission? That's what the Most High was doing. He was sifting out people. Shoot, we had people getting sifted on out 2, 3 weeks ago. It's not about our agendas. It's about his. And I thank the Most High that I do not work off of, "Oh, I want my agenda. I want to do this. I want to get this position. I need to be in this board." I need to contact Brother Karras because I need to let him know about what I'm trying to do, my thing. No, that's not going to happen. I've always said this, and I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to keep saying it. If you want to contact me, you're going to contact the board first. That's just how it goes. I'm not sitting down with you, not one-on-one, because we had to learn a thing or two. But that's just wisdom. Because why? Because we got work to do. You want to contact me, you're going to contact the board. I got work to do. Ask Brother Garth. I literally have work to do. And I'm not trying to say that as, oh, I'm conceited. No, that's not the case. Because when you make those types of contacts, you have to follow through on them. And Most High forbid that I do not follow through on the job that He's given me. We're not talking about individuals at, certain levels. We're talking about heads of state. We're talking about ministers and legislative bodies. If you didn't know the level that we're on, that's the level we're on. And the impact that we're doing is now so wide ranging that it truly is hard for people to think about because, we've been a community that we've kind of been just, maybe the Most High will move, well, maybe this, and maybe that, and now the Most High is moving. Well, I didn't want the Most High to move like that. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure many of our people did not put the Passover blood on the doorpost. And I guarantee you, probably in Jasher, I would not doubt it. Because here's the thing, family, we don't have much time left here. I'm telling you, what I see coming down is that we're going to be doing the work. We're going to be moving in a time that these folks are at war. Thank you, Ninja Firewolf. I know it's hard. It's hard for us to move as a collective, but that's what we're learning to do. It's a learning process. And as we learn and as we grow and as we move together, we're going to start to see more doors open, more things occurring, more opportunities forming because it's the Most High that's doing these things. All Garth and I got a chance to do was see how the Most High literally moved. If you would have told me in February that we would be doing this, I would be saying this, in May, I would have said, I don't see it happening. Brother Garth would tell you.
Let alone 2 months ago. I mean, geez, I had my mindset was totally somewhere else, and I didn't know that this door would open, and it opened very fast, and I just, you know, had no choice but to go through it. But no, I did have a choice, but I just decided to be obedient and, you know, just have faith and to do what he's putting in front of me to do. It was just so easy and seamless that no other choice made sense.
Well, it was the door opened so wide and so fast that, you almost got hit in the face with the door, and that happens. And you're like,
Yeah.
start rubbing your head like, man, right on the top of the eyebrow. You know what I'm talking about? Like, man.
I done stubbed my toe.
Yep. Ah.
Like Peter.
Like Peter. That's the Peter.
My elbow. He's holding his knee.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. And I'm gonna tell you, we all enjoyed our time with one another there. Again, we're not perfect. Nobody there was perfect. I'm not perfect. I never pretended that I'm perfect. But we know that we have to deal with folks and work with folks that have some, other issues going on. And that's okay. We're coming together as a people. Not everybody that came out of Egypt was worshiping the Most High. And you see that literally in Exodus when they made the calf. So are we going to expect that right now? I know who the Most High is. Well, okay. They may be wearing ankhs. They may be wearing snake rings. They may be wearing crystals. They may be into all sorts of foolishness. But guess what? The Most High is planning to get them out of captivity too. Because he said that he will bring his people back from the lands whither he has scattered them. And it's going to come to remembrance. Because why? Because I'm going to be shouting. I'm going to be proclaiming. This is what the Most High has done. This was his word. Now you've seen his word come to pass. What are you going to say? And now your crystal didn't do it. Your snake didn't do it. Your ankh didn't do it. Whatever Egyptian mythology mess, Book of the Dead nonsense, it didn't do it. It was the Most High who did it because he said that he would do it. Because that's what his word says. And we do not serve a man. He is not a man that should lie. We serve an awesome Elohim. And we saw truly how awesome. Garth and I saw it. We saw that face to face. I'm thinking, I'm glad that it wasn't just me that went. I'm glad Garth went also to help me because there would have been so much that I would have missed on my own. It just would have been too much. And yes, family, potentially in another couple of months, actually probably a couple of weeks, we may have to go to another country. because that country is about to get the invite out. I'm telling you, family, the continent is going to go through major, major changes this year alone. I'm not asking for 3 million just to say, oh, we need 3 million and this and that, so we can. No, because here's the thing, because now you all are seeing what I am seeing, and there are things moving on a level that we've never seen before. Now that you know that you're an Israelite, what are you going to do next? I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to wait on the Most High to, just do what He needs to do. And when those chariots come down, when the Rolls Royce cloud comes down, I'm just going to live in style and eat grapes on my way back to the land. That's not going to happen. Somebody didn't read Jeremiah 50 and 51. No, it's going to tell you there's going to be a time to where you have to flee. But just because you have to flee doesn't mean that you don't have to be ready. And I believe, my opinion is, now we're getting ready. Now we're getting things ready. Now we're getting things moving. And that 3 million is for Quest Unite Africa to continue to do the work, not just in one area, but in several areas. It's awesome to have support. It's awesome to have the relationships. But now we need the resources. And I believe that now we're at that time. I believe it. Because if we weren't at that time, Garth and I would have just stayed here. We would have tried to figure out some other things and do some other things. If we weren't at that time, listen, I'm going to tell you, right before, it was literally what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks before we left, we were trying to figure some things out. We're like, how do we get this thing going? How do we do this thing? How do we work this thing? Because I'm going to tell you, we were working the same type of problem set for like 8-9 months. And our partner was getting a little frustrated, like, oh, we're gonna try and do it like this, we're gonna try and do it like that, we're gonna have this initiative here, we're gonna have this initiative there. Man, I'm telling you, as soon as I said, okay, thank you, Father, that I'm going to Burkina Faso, I had to submit. I had to say, thank you, Father, I'm going to Burkina Faso. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't very happy about it. I wasn't very happy about it. I was in the midst of my classes. I was literally failing my classes because, it was a little different. It was actually, I think it's called like a consortium and a practicum. It wasn't the academic writing that I'm used to. I was actually failing because it was actually, no kidding, what we do. So what I did, I was like, all right. I said, I'm just going to tell you what I do and how I do things. And that's what I started doing. I started just giving the professor the assignments, scrub out the proprietary stuff. And then one day I was thinking about it. And I was doing an assignment, but I was thinking about it. And the Most High just turned the light bulb on. It was like, ding. I said, oh my goodness. The Most High gave me the understanding of how to put all the pieces together. And I explained it to the board, and the board was like, "So this is how that works." And this, I gave it. It was a nice graphic design. I said, "Yeah, you do this. This is the cycle. This is the cycle right here, and then this is how that thing goes right here. This is for internal operations right here." And when they saw that, they were like, "Bingo! There it is." I said, "Yes, hallelujah." And and we were thinking about this for about 8, 9 months. It was crazy. But a lot of pieces had to get together. And let me tell you, family, when that process that I could articulate, that the board bought into, that our partners understood, I was able to speak confidently to the government of Burkina Faso. I was able to speak confidently to the people of Burkina Faso. I was able to speak confidently to ADDI and to Dr. Ericana Shirambori Qual, Her Excellency, myself. And I was there to say, look, we got a process to get this stuff from here to here to here, and and this and that. And here's the crazy thing about that. She saw that, she understood it. She was like, I need you to take care of this. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, we're able to get this stuff done. We're able to start operationalizing things. We're able to do this. And we got tasked to do more.
We choose him to be the presenter.
Yeah, you saw that, Garth. You saw that.
Yeah.
You saw that.
I saw that.
You know what you're talking about. You're confident. You know what you're talking about. Oh, man. Yeah, Garth, you were sick, but you didn't even see when Dr. Ericana was like, Karis, I need you to be involved in this discussion. And I need you to form a committee so we can get this thing taken care of. And she told me what she wanted to do. And that my jaw dropped. I didn't drop my jaw. I still had, you have to have that military tact. I had that military tact, like, like, yes, ma'am, give it a hand salute. Ready, two. I didn't give her a hand salute, but all I could think of was 18. It was like dun 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 da 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 da. We're gonna get this accomplished. Dun 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 dun. Oh, you want the raffle for my beret? I don't know. I'm kind of going to custom for that beret. Sister Char's like, why don't you just raffle the beret? I'm like, I like the beret. You cannot raffle the beret of the commander. This is the beret of the commander.
Luke, I am the captain.
You cannot raffle the commander's beret. This is the commander's. Oh my goodness.
But I mean, the beret just means, I said, yeah, the beret just means business. It's like, like I said, like some G.I. Joe stuff. It's like, I'm here. And hey, kids, I'm here to let you know about all the great things Quest Unite Africa. And everyone's like, yeah. Because I don't know, like the way the beret does add a touch. It does add,
So Brother Garth, do we need to have a QTUA cartoon with Captain Beret?
Captain Beret Brew, man.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Now we have to be lighthearted about these things, because the reality of it is things are going to get worse. and things are getting worse. But it's awesome that as things are getting worse, do you see how the continent is now making a way? Wait. Didn't we just read this? Jeremiah 31 and 32, right? The highway. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We just brought those scriptures on out. I'm telling you what the Most High was doing. He was bringing out the scriptures because now you're starting to see what's being done. I'll explain a little bit about that more, probably not this week, next week, on our Wednesday meeting, because the board has to digest all this. The board sees it. Brother Walt was like, Brother Karras, I ain't trying to do that work. I ain't trying to work like that. I said, Brother Walt, I said, are you going to say that to the Most High, that you ain't trying to work like that? No, you're not going to do that. I said, and you're going to get excited. It's exciting. All the keys are in the places. Mike is literally where Mike is supposed to be. The keys are everything is in place. I'm so energized and fired up. Garth knows. I wasn't like this when I was going to Burkina Faso. Was I, Garth?
No, not really. But I saw the shift, and it was a sight to behold. It's like, as soon as those meetings started, you're just like, boom! It's like you turn.
The shift was at dinner, wasn't it, Garth? The shift was at dinner. I think that, like, to me, the shift was at dinner. As soon as we got in, and then it was like as soon as we hit that IDP, that internally displaced persons camp, it was like something happened. Like I went to bed. I said, "Thank you, Father, for success tomorrow," and it was just, Garth, was that not like as soon as things started, it was like boom, 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 boom. I mean, we had our little plan on card stock. People are getting the card stock from Garth. People are getting the business cards from Garth. We were there as a world-class AAA plus organization.
And we were dressed the part, boy, because everyone else was,
We weren't just dressed the part. We spoke with confidence. We spoke with authority, and we spoke as though we knew what we were doing, because we do know what we're doing.
Yeah, all of that. It was, yeah, we were ready. We were prepared.
Mm-hmm. And we weren't trying to be pompous or, oh, I know what I'm doing. No, it's like, look, we need to do that. I was trying to speak as humbly as I could, because I know how our people are. And it's like, oh, who does this, Negro think he is,
No,
and it was not like that.
It was like a perfect balance of assertiveness, but also humility at the same time. It's like you were suggesting it, but not like you weren't suggesting it, but it came off as a suggestion, but it really wasn't. It's hard to explain, but
yeah. So what I like to do is I sell, right, the idea that, hey, I'm giving you the idea that you want to have, so you can see what I'm saying and you're buying in to the idea. Because everybody, they knew what they wanted to do, but there was no vehicle to get there. You see what I'm saying? I'm just pulling up in the in the SUV, talking about, if you get in the SUV, you get on in here in the Tahoe, make yourself comfortable, and we'll go and we'll drive this journey together, so we all know how this journey looks and what it's supposed to look like in the end. And I was just talking, just articulating. And I mean, I said, Father, help me because I'm tired. You know, jet lag, that jet lag was no joke. I mean, it was only 4 hour difference, but it still hit. It still hit pretty good.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just the jet lag, man, it was the heat. I said, Garth, you ready for that Africa heat? He said, Brother Karras, I don't know. I said, understand, Garth. I told this to Garth. I said, understand, you're now being slowly turned into uh, uh, uh,
Beef jerky.
I said it's a black beef jerky, and I said not the delectable Negro type. Oh my goodness! I said yeah. I said this heat's gonna hit you different, and yeah, we were on that tarmac. You felt that difference, didn't you, guys? We're on that tarmac. You're like, we are not in the United States anymore.
Oh, shoot. Like when we got to Lomé and we were even just like, walking through the tunnel, I was just felt the
Oh
heat.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
walking in the airport in Lomé. Oh my goodness. I'm like, how are these folks not sweating? I did pretty good. I did pretty good until we got to like the little the one scanning machines. I was doing pretty good. So, but then as soon as we got to that scanning machine, man, I don't know what happened. All the sweat just started coming. It was like, the juice was loose on that one. And then I had to come back and we finally got to where we need to get to. It got a little bit cooler. We got a chance to kind of sit down. But then from Lomé, I said this to Garth. I said, all right, Garth, I need to get on the WhatsApp group and let them know, that we're here in Lomé and that we're getting ready to get into Ouagadougou in the next couple hours. We're getting ready to get on this flight. Remember that, Garth? We did that because we didn't know like where the actual flight was going to be at. Garth and I were
kept on
literally
checking the
debating.
gate. I was literally like, "Oh, is that the gate? Is that the gate? Oh, wait, how? Wait, it's saying the car. We're not going to the car. Is that right?"
Oh my goodness. So yeah, so we were there sitting, and then I did the ADDI group thing. Yeah, it was Lomé and Togo. And then one of the people, that was when we met Superway. And Superway was like, I see you. I said, we're literally right here at the counter, trying to figure this on out. He's like, oh, I see you. But I had said something earlier to Garth. I said that brother probably looks like he's going to be ADDI. Because a lot of our folks dress.
Yep.
A lot of our folks dress is like, I've completely thrown off the shackles of the West, including how I dress. But the thing is, listen, I'm telling you, those folks know that them Western clothes are hot.
I literally was about to say, yo, I trade that for the suit I was wearing because he did that. Those clothes do look comfortable.
Mm-hmm. With the nightcap. I said, I don't know about that nightcap being on my bald head. Is it breathable? Is that material breathable? It don't look breathable. Is this silk? Oh, that's nice. Oh my goodness. Oh man. So so we come through, and we didn't even know that there was this one gentleman from Harare who was a diplomat. We get off the plane. That's when I showed you the photos yesterday of Garth and I excuse me, on the plane, on the runway. You know, in the United States, you're not even allowed to take pictures on a tarmac like that.
This is literally the first time I ever walked on one. I mean, I don't remember ever being on tarmac. Like, I mean, as it was happening, I didn't like put two and two together. But Brother Karras is like, Garth, this doesn't happen. This is very rare. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said it is very, very rare for something like this to occur. And you know, it was, and it is. And the funny thing about that was, you know, when we got there, we were discussing things, and it was really we got there on the ground, and it was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind affair. I just found out that there are a couple of the countries that were there in the meetings as observers. I didn't know anything about those countries until we left, and I was finding out about that. And I'm like, wow, because we were already talking. We're like, yeah, this country's gonna probably show up, and that country's gonna probably show up. We were thinking that, you know, they're gonna probably show up, but to confirm it, and then it was literally one of the countries that was there wanted to have the same thing in, like, they said, like, they only gave Tata Arcana. They said like in 3 weeks. She was trying to push back to, like, you know, November time frame. But it looks as though things may start coming here in probably August time frame. And what we're getting ready to do, we're getting ready to meet with Dr. Arcana and her people here in about another week or so. We're already doing all the frameworks and everything else. That's what Sister Shar is up to right now with Rachel, ADDI's lawyer. We're getting everything together. We're doing it right. We're making sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, because this is a very big step in the progression of things. If you didn't know, at Quest 2 Night Africa, we punch above our weight. And we slay all the giants. Am I lying, Garth?
No, I slayed some giants that I had never thought I would be able to slay, but the Most High keeps on empowering us to do what He needs us to do, so shouldn't be a surprise at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. We slay all the giants. That's why I said, listen, family, we're going to come up with this 3 million by May 31st. And I know we can do it, because you want to know why? Because I believe, this is me, I believe that the Most High is going to make that way. We're now here. It's now time to work. It's now time to get down. It's now time to get things together. Yeah, no, we do. And you know what? I've been around dignitaries before. That's not a big deal. It's only being around dignitaries and then you're not yourself. It's only being around dignitaries and you're not genuine. You know, because they can spot fakeness. They can spot the fake. And that's what they enjoyed. I mean, Garth, what were they saying to me to hurry up before I missed the bus?
Yeah, they I mean, they were I mean, that's what I think literally. That's why maybe that's that favor, and they knew that we had no, you know, alternative agenda or anything. We just came, told them what we want to accomplish or what we're going to accomplish, and then they all saw that, hey, these guys know, these guys are about their business and are genuine. That's a rare combination. So they, I don't know, they, for lack of a better term, flocked, or just were inspired. Yeah, that's the word, inspired. I feel like we may have inspired them, or the Most High used us to inspire them, for better words.
Yeah, there. We didn't, as Garth had said, we didn't go there with an ulterior motive. We didn't go there saying, "Oh, you want to know what? I'm gonna come here. I want to make millions and billions of dollars." Everybody there was about most. I'm gonna say most of the folks there were about mining. Gotta get that gold. So I got to come out with some Dookie chains, some Cuban links. I said, Garth, just hand the thing over to the mining, hand this over to the Minister of Education and the Agriculture. I said, but we need to focus on health and infrastructure. And that was our focus. Our focus was health and infrastructure. I've seen that before, where it's like, oh, we just need to get the gold, and we need to get the gold out the ground. That's all coming. I was watching a YouTube video that posted 2 days ago. And in that video, that was where we were with President Ibrahim Traore. I was in the video. They had me. I saw my shot. I said, oh boy,
Yep,
I'm scared.
we're all over YouTube now.
I know. I said, oh boy, oh boy. Said I'd rather go viral for something, that's a blessing than go viral for something of ignorance. But in the video, it was showing that there was a refinery that Burkina Faso had built. So they're getting their stuff out the ground. They're getting it refined. They're making money. But they need to focus on their people. To me, I said that's exactly where we need to be. Because if you're not investing in your people, you're just wasting your time. I've had folks that were emailing yesterday for Quest United Africa. How do we invest in Quest United Africa? I said, listen, we're a 501c3 organization. There's no investing in Quest United Africa. We're asking you to support the work. That's how the investment goes. You're supporting the work. But we do have our investment vehicle with Region 6 Council for Diaspora Affairs. But we can't be successful in Region 6 Council for Diaspora Affairs unless we're doing the work with Quest United Africa. It's one and the same. Quest United Africa is how we're able to establish the relationships, and Region 6 Council for Diaspora Affairs is how we're able to work those relationships. I mean, to do the work, to do the consulting, to do the advisory, to be the help on the ground. This is the mission. This is how it works. And we're going to need your help to continue to get this work done. That's why I say, look, if it's on your heart, the Most High puts it on your heart, hallelujah. Yeah, family, Garth and I are very, very busy. Today, we're going to be busy this morning and probably for the next couple of weeks. Actually, I'm not going to say next couple of weeks. We're going to be busy for the next couple of months. Yesterday, I was supposed to take my time off. And I couldn't take the time off. I was getting blitzed and everything else by the folks that Garth and I had met. Because everybody wants to have this succeed. And I'm telling you, when you have a people that want to see things succeed, they'll get it done. We were around a bunch of relatively successful folks, according to Western standards. We were around folks that had the millions of dollars at their disposal. We were around folks that were able to have many, many businesses in the United States that was still making money. We're around folks. I didn't go to them saying, hey, can you, provide? Can you provide? Can you provide? That wasn't my mission. My mission was to go to the people of Burkina Faso and say, we have this. We have this service. And when I opened my mouth and explained to them what we do and who we are, they were flabbergasted. Wow. Wow. Because listen, they saw that the blueprint for success was already coming out my mouth. Am I lying, Brother Garth?
No, they all, it was literally like their eyes were like lit up in like real time. And then, everyone was like, oh, so is that guy is that your boss? Is that, who are you in relation to him? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Well, I didn't get your name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're trying to work with the assistant. They're trying to work with the assistant. Garth was, getting the business cards, writing numbers down. He's sending it back to Sister Fatea. We're getting a Rolodex together, the digital Rolodex. We couldn't even get on the airplane without the folks. How you doing? How you doing? I mean, it's awesome. It is awesome to see how the Most High's moving. Because look, I tell this to our people. I've said this. This is why I came on Saturday and I said this. Look, Judah, we have to let our hands be strengthened. We don't have lack. We may have poverty, but we're not impoverished. And we're not lacking resources because the one who is all resources is Yahuwah. And each and every time I was there, each and every time I was speaking, the only thing that I could think of was Deuteronomy 33 and 7, where it says, and this is the blessing of Judah. And he said, hear Yahuwah, the voice of Judah. Do you understand our voice? And bring him unto his people. Garth and I were brought into our people there, Burkina Faso. Let his hands be sufficient for him. And be thou an help to him from his enemies. And be thou an help to him from his enemies. And be thou an help to him from his enemies. Here's the thing. I interpret that something different. Because when you have favor from the Most High, when the Most High gives you favor, that even your enemies will show up and bless you. And I have to laugh at that. Our hands are sufficient for us because why? All we're doing is just praising the Most High. That's it. I'm just giving him praise. It looks bad, I'm giving them praise. It looks impossible, I'm giving them praise. When they say no, I'm giving them praise because the Most High said yes. And that's the report, I believe. No, we don't serve an Elohim where things are impossible. We serve an Elohim where all things are possible. You all better realize the season that we're in. We're in a different season. Understand, family, we're in a different season. This season right now is a season where we're getting things done, and the season where the Most High is going to show us, his children, all those that call on his name through the blood of his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, signs and wonders. See, I always look at things when it's like, well, it's a sign, it's a wonder. You know, you got the northern lights, it's a sign, it's a wonder. What are you doing? I'm just looking at the northern lights because it's a sign, it's a wonder. No, what are you doing? I'm just looking at the northern lights. It's a sign, it's a wonder. What are you doing? Are you calling out on the Most High to show you favor, to give you favor during this sign and during this wonder? Are you crying on out? Are you using your voice? Are you being brought amongst your people? Are you working amongst your people? to be the testimony that the Most High requires us to be. Because why? Because we're to be a light unto what? The nations. You realize the funny thing about lights, right? When you see a light bulb or you see, um, a flashlight, they'll have the rating of how that light bulb is going to illuminate the room or the area, and they go off of candlelight metrics. This will be the equivalent of this many candle sticks and things of that nature. The funny thing is that we are the light to the nations, but what they try to do is they want us to be so separated on out that when you have all these different candlesticks here and there and everywhere, it doesn't seem as it's very illuminated. But the more you gather the candlesticks together, the greater the light is. The more we come together to our people, the greater our light is. And that's why you say, and bring him unto his people. Because the Most High knows if we're going to be a light unto this nation, we got to come together.
And with great favor comes great responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a city sitting on a hill cannot be hidden. That's correct. So I thank the Most High that we have what we need to have to receive. Is one thing asking, but then another thing is receiving and ensuring that what you have, that we're now stewards. To whom much is given, much is required. But the Most High had to build us up to be stewards of this. And I thank the Most High about when it comes. I thank the Most High when it comes. I thank the Most High because it's on its way. See, when we decree and we declare things, I'm telling you, it goes out into the heavens. And let me tell you, that enemy is going to be mad because that's going to be another testimony on top of testimony on top of testimony. The enemy was mad that Brother Garth and I came back with this testimony. Look at what the Most High did, and look at what he's doing. Oh, that enemy is mad. So, family, I've got to leave it like this because honestly, there's a lot that Garth and I have to do with the board today. We thank you for your support, your continued support. You can go and ask your job, your company about Benevity. Benevity.com. I'm going to put this here in the chat. Benevity.com. We're doing the work the Most High has allowed us to do. And now this is the time to do it. I'm just excited that we're here in this time, seeing this thing happen. Brother Garth, any final words, comments? Oh, we can't even hear you.
I said, no, thank you, family. Just keep supporting the mission and praying for us, and I will just leave it on that.
All right, thank you, Brother Garth.
No problem.
Yeah, so family, we're excited. A lot of things that we're working on, a lot of things that we're doing. We'll be able to share more and more in detail as we get these projects up and going. A lot of things we can't share with you just yet, just because of the sensitivity of things, because we have to be mindful and wise about how we move during this time. Because even though we are having success, we have to be wise about it, because there are a lot of people that do not want to see this success happen. They don't want us to do any of this. They want our positions to continue to remain in the lowly state that they architect and designed for us to be in this captivity. But the problem that they're running into is that the Most High is faithful, and His word is true, and it accomplishes all that it sets out to do. All we can do is just see the Most High move and just be in awe and wonder. That's it. So, with that, family, that's all I have. And with that, Most High willing, I'll be back on tomorrow so we can get back into the swing of things. I need to get back into the swing of things and go from there. Hallelujah. So with that said, family, shalom, salama, siyemi, shalom, peace and blessings. Yasharel.